2024, Happy New Year. Where have I been, right? Sickness, holiday, family, all the fun stuff. But it's cutting day. And we got a lot to cut. Let's take a look. So one of the things here is this 27-pound chunk of Mookaite from Australia. And look at the dendrites in here. Unbelievable detail in these dendrites. And these are probably mainly surface only, but we're still gonna cut some and leave some display pieces from what we can get out of these end cuts and off the side here too. So we have some more beautiful kind of sunset dendrite colors in there. Check that out. I mean, how gorgeous is that? So pretty. And then really cool, one of my club members just gave me this, and this is a big old chunk of dino poop, right? Coprolite. But the really cool thing about this is an omnivore, and some of the seeds have actually stayed inside this coprolite and passed through. So we're actually gonna have some profiles of some of these seeds in here. So really excited to cut into this. What an awesome, unexpected gift. And Colleen, if you're watching this, thank you so much. On top of that, we got a lot of our usual suspects with a lot of my Texas rocks still to go. Big old piece of Montana petrified wood. I don't know what all we're gonna get to today, but let's start loading stuff up and get to cutting. So I do want to eventually get some slabs off here, but I definitely want to cut behind this layer of dendrites. I don't want to cut through them and scrape them off because I think they're all just surface layer. I want to get one specimen out of this end right here before we get some slabs, before we turn it over to get the big face doing the same thing. So we're gonna get this big old gorgeous chunk of Mookaite rolling. Cut number one. Next cut I want to make is gonna be off this phenomenal, huge West Texas botryoidal agate. We've got so much little plume and moss showing through here. We're gonna take a face straight off here. We're gonna keep a lot of those botryoidals intact. And a little red showing here too. So we may end up with some surprises. I don't know, we'll load it up and find out. So I had to show this as well. This is a cab that I made from one of my finds from West Texas. And look at the pinks that change over to the clear, to the yellow, to the black. The chromatography in here is awesome. Little air bubbles, gas bubbles, whatever kind of bubbles that are trapped up in there. Really pretty. Beautiful banding. And one of my club members here at our Gem and Mineral Society wrapped this for me, and I'm learning how to do it myself. But she did this and brought it to me today. And it's so cool because to me that looks like a birthday cake candle. And it's wrapped like a birthday present. How cool is that? I just love this little cab. It's so awesome. Anyway, I had to show that off just because it's really cool. West Texas botryoidal agate. Survey says, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna pull all this out. We're gonna look at it in the sunlight. Wow, oh my goodness. Okay, so there's some pieces that are wow pieces, and then there's some pieces that are just wow pieces. This is a certified Owen Wilson wow piece. I can't even hold enough and frame it so big. Here, I'm gonna go one at a time. Here's the big half, big section. My goodness, look at the banding and the detail with the moss, the chromatography, the color changes throughout. I am in love. This is just a spectacular agate. How beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And then our face, which has all our botryoidals still on the backside here. with a beautiful red mossy plume right in the middle. Look at this. Let's see if I can get a good zoom here. How pretty! See all the eyes that are up in here, and the tubes. And you got that red coming through, right up in the middle. Man, that is gorgeous. Just spectacular.
Alright, this next one we'll put on another West Texas. Got some high hopes for this one too. Some beautiful kind of blackish blue agate up in there with some orange banding lines and orange kind of plumy, mossy stuff. So anyway, let's stick it in, figure out what we got. Alright, let's see what our other Texas agate looks like. Holy plumes. Wow. Woo. Look at the plumes on that. How pretty. And here's the other side. Man, oh man. It's like a field of flowers, doesn't it? Alright, next one I'm going to load up. This is what's called a biscuit, as we know them in Texas. It's called a biscuit agate, and it's because it kind of looks like a biscuit, except this one kind of looks like a croissant to me. It's actually multiple biscuits that have kind of joined into one to make one big biscuit. So I'm just going to cut it right across this face here, see if we can get the broadest face I can get, and see what comes out.
So let's take a look at our Texas croissant, or biscuit as they're actually called, that is all red on the exterior because we were cutting some iron ore nodules last session, but a little piece just broke off here, but got a little sneak preview there. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful banding. So here we go. How pretty is that? Man, I do love Texas agates. So beautiful. Let's get a little close up on some of this banding in here because there's actually a ton of detail. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up or not, but really, 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 really pretty detail in there. Beautiful bands. When this gets polished, those bands are really gonna pop. Beautiful stuff. And a couple seahorses. Alright, next one we'll do is this giant one. This is a really, really great example of how these are formed. You see all the magmatic rock that is the host rock that surrounds this agate, and it's a great example of how these gas bubbles get trapped inside this volcanic rock, this magma, as it's cooling, and they leave these big pockets where these other minerals filter into and take the place of these gas pockets. And this one's got some great chromatography as well, some changes of greens to blues, and it's surrounded by this ring of opal, common opal going all the way around. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a face on this right here, and I'm going to turn it, put another face right here, and I think this will end up being a really, really awesome specimen when it's all said and done. Okay, so West Texas agate. This is so cool. These are just beautiful, beautiful bands and color changes within that opal and quartz core with that matrix surrounding it. And then here's the other side. Get all this iron stained oil off of it. Again, beautiful colors. Just beautiful greens. You know, little details that you wouldn't see otherwise unless you cut it, which is why I love cutting this stuff. Really, any rocks.
But here's our main piece left over. And I wish it was fully formed around because it would just be an amazing, amazing specimen. It still is, regardless. But one of the wild things about this, check this out. We have a red and white water line that was hiding underneath that quartz. So if you look at the side that this came off of, you can barely see it starting to form there at the top. From the exterior, you don't know it's here at all. It's hidden. So it wasn't until I cut it, there was see. I have never seen a red water line inside Texas agate before. How cool is that? Just a really, really, really neat piece. I think get this all polished up, this is gonna be way cool. Okay, so this is kind of wild. It's kind of funny that I'm cutting rocks with dendrites right now. And I got some dirty oil on my hand and it formed into some dendrites. So this is a great demonstration on what dendrites are and how they're formed. This is not actual dendrites, of course, but in the little creases and quote unquote fractures that are in my skin, anything that is transmissible will get in and kind of filter into the cracks and seep through, and that's exactly what dendrites do. So manganese oxide generally are what dendrites are formed from, and as that manganese oxide gets into these fractures and cracks in these rocks, it filters into all the micro fractures, and you end up getting these little branches that pop out that result in the tree-like patterns that dendrites are so famous for. So, little physics demonstration on my physical biology. But this is a great demonstration, ironic as I am cutting this mookaite with all the dendrites. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that. Pretty cool. And so here is our giant slab with all of our amazing dendrites, just like the one I showed you on my hand. That is so, so, so cool. So this is probably going to end up just staying just like this. It may end up going hanging up on a wall somewhere because it's really cool just as a piece of art as it is. But here is the backside. Whoa, almost dropped it. Here's the backside of the slab and some really, really cool features here. Check this out. Let's zoom in here. We have this area here. We've got some of that common opal and more of those dendrites, and you can really see that tree formation in there as well. Now, the awesome part of this is on the other side where the main rock is still in our saw vise at the moment is the sister, and we're gonna get a slab of this on its own where I'm gonna hopefully get a cabochon done straight out of that, which is just gonna be amazing. Absolutely gorgeous mookaite slab. A little bit of yellows here and there, like right there. But a real winner on here. Look at this. This is gonna be the cab of cabs right here. Beautiful dendrite tree and some common opal in that mookaite. Man, that is just so pretty. It's exactly what I was hoping to get out of that. That little section right down there, that's gonna be a ridiculous cab when all is said and done. Absolutely gorgeous. So here's what we yielded out with our big old chunk of mookaite. It's fun to say, isn't it, from Australia? So far, at least, we got our two big display pieces that I will probably leave just as is, just because those dendrites are so amazing. We got a bunch of little slabs with our little cab to be waiting here too, and I still got a big old chunk left, probably another 17 or so pounds at least to go off of. So phenomenal yield out of this just so far.
So we didn't get to cut the copper light or a few other things, but that's okay. That just means we've got more to cut next time. And a big 16-inch beast at my house now. So my auto drive spindle on this is not working the way it should. I'm gonna get that fixed up here as soon as this weather goes away, because It's like in the teens here in Texas, and I'm not happy about it at all. I'm a Texas boy. This is why I live in Texas, so I don't deal with this. But we'll get that fixed up. I've also got a Vibrolap that I am reassembling. It's the old one that got caught in a fire. Putting it back together. I just got to rewire it now. I think we'll be good to go. We can get some of these big things polished up. And I'm gonna actually have a storefront opened up on Etsy here within the next few weeks. So I'll let you guys know when that happens. If you're interested in any things I put up, there will be some of the finished cabochons. Some of them will be finished and wire wrapped already. I'll have some specimen pieces eventually up there, along some slabs, maybe even some rough rock. Although I love cutting the rough rock, so I'm not sure if it'll end up there or not. But I appreciate you guys for watching, and stay warm. We'll see you soon.